to China as well as Taiwan, as the Chinese side opposes US-Taiwan military ties ahead of this expected trip. The Taiwanese opposition parties members were seen visiting in mainland China just a couple of weeks ago as well. And the arms sale that we've seen over the last 6 months towards Taiwan, it only is showing us a time where China and Taiwan may choose to confront one another. Of course, historically saying, there are policies on both sides that they seem different. China believes that under the one China policy, that island nation of Taiwan is theirs, where Taiwan believes that after their independence, they are a sovereign nation. And this is where the conversation can change. I want to ask you, how do you see this, especially because US President is going to be landing in China? We don't really see that kind of geopolitical moves happening between the two giants of the world.
You see, explaining Taiwan's situation in relation to China is always very complex. As you said, this on the one hand, it appears as an independent state, but with the one China policy, they believe it is their land and it has to be annexed and it should be run by the Chinese government as it is with their mainlands. But the issue is, if you look at the position of Taiwan and then the Philippines, it is very important area for both US and the US ally in the Pacific. And in having that strategic issues, US will always have their interest on Taiwan. But if you look at Trump's administration last few months, they didn't really clearly reveal about their position in terms of Taiwan. And as you said, when there was a tension going on between China and Taiwan last couple of weeks particularly, I rarely found any statement even from US government or Trump administration in relation to Taiwan and the current tension going. But one thing, coming back to the visit of Donald Trump to China, it will be one of the hot topics, as I said, along with Iran, to be discussed. And they will prioritize that US stop providing arms, signing contracts, joint military moves, and etc., etc. And as much as they can gain from this visit of Trump, with a trade-off, maybe with the facilitating their agreement with Iran, that will be a very interesting issue. On the other hand, if you just take as it is, as you said, that whether the possibility of a third war, I don't see that it would escalate very quickly to that level, particularly under the current world situation. There are so many fronts have been opened by Americans, and Trump is no way able to settle down any of the fronts he has opened. And you see, Trump has shaken the whole world, taking a number of wrong decisions on the one hand. On the other hand, he has shaken his own people, and he is disregarding their sorrows and pain and economy, unemployment, house rent, etc., and etc. So I don't really see that another war is outbreaking between China and Taiwan. Rather, the ideal situation for both China and Taiwan would be China would try to seek assistance, try to have words from Trump, at least to some extent stop supporting Taiwan. On the other hand, Taiwan would of course prefer to see at least the existing relationship that should be continued with USA.
Right, very importantly stated these issues with regards to the United States as well as China and Taiwan. However, I want to focus on a very small issue that had placed yesterday here in Bangladesh as well. As you are a professor at Dhaka University, the Prime Minister Tariq Rahman had visited his very own university campus out after even 35 years of being away. I want to just ask you how you felt, how the environment was yesterday.
Oh, it was electric. You see, first of all, the Prime Minister of the country visiting, and secondly, most significant issue was he walked from our Senate auditorium to the second event venue, which was the main event at the university, because that event covenanted, it was University Grants Commission event, and they just hired our auditorium to organize that event. But the second one, his meeting with the young student or our student was the main university event, and he started walking from the Senate auditorium to the social science building. It's my faculty, and it appears to me that he's not just walking in the street with the youth or with the student. Rather, it appears that he is walking with the full Gen Zs behind him, and he is walking ahead with the full Gen Zs of Bangladesh. That was my feelings. And secondly, I think I'm correct providing you this information as well as to your audience. This is the first ever Prime Minister visited Dhaka University just to meet with the student. And if you just look at the videos of that event, there was no stand, no banner, no festoon, nothing else. And he was tough to us that you can't put any banner, festoon. The intention was he wanted to create an environment where students don't feel that he is someone special. Rather, he insisted us to create an environment where students would be very comfortable and they can exchange their views with him very comfortably. And perhaps you have seen there was no decorum in the event. He just came in, got into the chair, and he said, okay, let's start. And I was the moderator of the event. He spoke for 1 minute, then I moderated for a few minutes, in fact. And then we went for the question and answer session. And you see, most of the questions came to him was not directly related to his capacity as a Prime Minister related to subject. But interestingly, he said that, am I able to respond to your question well? But I personally found he has demonstrated profound knowledge on various subjects as a Prime Minister, which I think boosted the whole audience, 150 students present there, as well as the university young teachers and the student members. And particular focus was given from the student to academic-industry relationship. And he then called upon his education advisor, Mahdi Amin, to spoke on details on that. And we saw that government is working on that with the number of companies to increase or to be acquainted or to be familiar with the internship or the placement. You started in US, you know, and it started in UK. I know that, but this is not happening in Bangladesh officially. Maybe it's kind of exchange of agreement between two universities and one companies. And that has been discussed. Then research fund, and he highlighted that we like to see Dhaka University as a center of excellence to provide research outcome to the government in policy formations, and I'll be happy to accept. And then discussion went on disaster management, science and technology, data science. Oh, another important issue came out, the employment and the government's thought. He elaborated that. And overall, if you ask me to evaluate the event, I would say that first of all, this is historic in terms of the own son of the Dhaka University. He visited the university after 35 years. Secondly, his walk from the Senate to the main venue of the event. As I said, that it seems like he's leading the Gen Z as well. And thirdly, the discussion session was very informal, thereby students were fearless. Truly speaking, I mean, even me, as the moderator, was feeling very casual. Because when you see your Prime Minister on a stage and you are moderating, even I know you are a very good moderator.
Right, thank you.
You moderate very well. But sometimes if you interview Prime Minister, definitely there will be some shakiness, some tidbits between. But if there is no podium, no banner, no festoon, no photo of the Prime Minister, perhaps you will feel good that he's down to the earth.
Right.
And you see, the message he has given, probably we don't have time,
Sure.
the message he has given to the youth that Tariq Rahman is not a Prime Minister sitting here, rather he is Prime Minister of yours and sitting here to listen to you, to solve the issues and lead the country well for you.